You think you want to say look at it? And I want more. I'm a victim of what came out of your demon-infested Who the hell do you think you are? Give it up. I'm a nigga. You do want to be employed, don't you? You know what I see? I see your mother. I see two spoiled, ungrateful little rich bitches. That's what I see. I enjoy destroying lives.
How are you? It's Beer Drink, Dear Vince Podcast, episode 14, and I'm here with George Kennebrew. Fuck the Falcons.
Man, fuck you. Disrespecting my team like that. Shit, and I thought your ass didn't even watch no damn football. How about some Go Barry Bonds? Or not Barry Bonds, Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders.
Got the nerve to talk about my damn team.
The Falcons. I said, fuck the Falcons, man.
This dude over here, DVC fans, this dude over here talking about some, I don't even watch football no more because Barry Sanders don't play, but he started talking about some fuck my thing.
Ever since
Hell out of here with
ever
that
since
shit,
Barry
man.
Sanders, man. Ever since Barry Sanders retired when I was a damn kid, I was like, man, you know what? Fuck, I'm good. I'm not following anymore. Like that dude, like he was I'll put it this way. After Michael Jordan, he's my favorite athlete or sport. I mean, because of course I'm a fan of boxing, more so a fan of MMA than traditional football, basketball, and baseball and all that shit. But as far as like those like team sports, I'll put it that way. He's number 2 on my list all time of any fucking team sport player. Barry Sanders, Michael Jordan, that Sean Kemp, you know what I'm saying? But damn, I thought this was a wrestling podcast. What the fuck am I doing? Why did I just troll you like that?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, I know a lot of people. I'm used to that. I know a lot of people say that just to, get up under my skin or get up any other, Falcons fan skin or whatever the case may be. I don't sweat it too much because I'm used to hearing it anyway. I mean, NFL fans say it, non-football NFL fans say it too. So, yeah. I mean, the bottom line is if you're sensitive, if you're sensitive to it, and you can't take, the trash talking, then you don't need to be watching fucking sports.
Hell yeah.
Any damn way.
And that's the reason. And that's the reason why I know I could do that to you, because you're part of the fucking Dear Vince podcast, and our skin is thicker than elephant tusk.
Oh yeah, no.
Tusk.
Oh no, I knew you were just saying it to like piss some people off and get heat. I already knew that. I mean, now the people that you were on YouTube saying that to, I don't know about them. I don't know if they'll let it ride as easy as I will, but it's like I already knew what you were doing.
You know what's
but
up.
But anyway,
what do we have, man? This week, complete trash, man. Raw, SmackDown, complete trash. But like we were supposed to do, man. I was running around all fucking day, man. Friday.
Yeah.
So we're good. I guess we want to go ahead and do the predictions for AEW All Out.
Yeah, man, because that's what's going down.
That's the talk of the town,
this
folks.
Saturday night, man.
Saturday night. I can't wait.
It's finally here. We've been building up to this for the past few months. Matter of fact, throughout the whole entire summer, for that matter.
Yeah, definitely.
And we kind of got a little bit of a package deal going on here too, AG, because not only do we have AEW's All Out coming up this Saturday, but just a month, maybe like a couple of months out or a month out, we're going to be having the official, what people are dubbing it, the Wednesday Night Wars between WWE NXT and AEW on TNT.
Hell yeah, and I cannot wait for that. I can't wait to see how that plays out, man. I got an idea, but I don't know, man. You know what though? I mean, we can talk a little bit about the universe, as they call it. You know what I'm saying? Just to kick it off, and then, you know what I'm saying, we'll just even mash them all up, Raw, SmackDown, because like I said, it was very uneventful this week. But shit, have you not noticed that seems like for about a month, they like to start off their shows with like a decent match.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what match was it that started off Raw this week? I'm trying to think.
I want to say it was, I want to say it was the King of the Ring match. It was Ricochet. It was Ricochet and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Ricochet and Drew McIntyre. See, that's definitely worth speaking about, man, because I really I thought that Drew McIntyre was going to take the entire tournament, like from how they've been boosting him up and everybody else been boosting him up, and not even like people like The Rock outside, like on Twitter and shit like that, but it's almost like just how the commentators been boosting him up and his just long string of like wins and putting wins together and just being like almost an unstoppable force in the WWE on the Raw brand. I looked at Drew McIntyre is definitely winning the entire King of the Ring, man, and I mean he even looks the part. You know what I'm saying? King
he really
McIntyre.
Does.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna do it. But how do you feel about how that match went down? I mean, I'm definitely a happy camper because I'm a huge fan of Ricochet, but I did not see it coming like that. I did not see that ending.
Well, one good thing. Let me say this, AG. One good thing about this King of the Ring tournament is it's unpredictable. That's what I love about it so much. And the bracket is completely stacked, and it's pretty much take your pick 50-50 because you've got an overload of talent in this tournament that could be either a good choice to walk away with the crown. I mean, like you said, you got Big Drew McIntyre, you got Ricochet, you got Samoa Joe, you got Cedric Alexander, you got Ali, you got Chad Gable, you got Andrade, you got Elias, you got Baron Corbin. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So like I said, I love the fact that, WWE Creative has, number one, brought the King of the Ring back into existence. And number two, I love that they even the playing field with this bracket to kind of, keep us fans, and podcasters and media on our toes so that it won't be as predictable as it probably might have been, if the competition wasn't as stacked as it is. But just looking at the landscape of this tournament so far, yes, there have been some surprises because, yes, I was, one of those people along with you that could have seen Drew McIntyre taking it all. But there was another name in there that I think a lot of people didn't pay as much attention to, but some people might have had him as a dark horse, and I still have him as a dark horse, and I just mentioned him just a few seconds ago. And that is, no. I was going to say Andrade.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you look at the momentum that he's got right now, when you look at the winning streak that he's on, and, when you look at just how they've presented him on SmackDown Live these past couple of weeks or whatnot, I think this is the best run, if you ask me, in my personal opinion, that Andrade has had in a long, long time.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just talking about, I'm not just talking about, the Rey Mysterio wins either. I'm talking about even before that. This guy, was on, a hot streak leading up into this King of the Ring tournament. So all I'm saying is that if people are now picking Ricochet to be a favorite to win this tournament, which is rightly deserved and justified, all I'm going to say is keep your eyes open for Andrade. Don't overlook this guy because, he could definitely surprise some people in this tournament. And, if you want to talk about people, who the crown would look good on, I definitely feel like Ricochet. I mean, I'm not Ricochet, but I definitely feel like Andrade would look just as good with that crown on his head as would Ricochet if he was able to win it. So I'm excited to see, how the rest of this tournament plays out. Another thing that I love about this tournament is they got a lot of younger guys in this tournament moving on. Like I said, the Alexanders, the Ricochets, the Andrades, the Gables, that type of thing. Ali and Buddy Murphy had a slam dunk.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal fucking match. Holy shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, hey, but like what do you think? Or not what do you think, because I already know but imagine like the stock that Buddy Murphy has now after the match with Roman Reigns, after the match with Ali, man. Like, his stock just went, like, fucking through the roof,
And don't forget about that incredible upset of Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, definitely. Yep, the win over Daniel Bryan on, was it SmackDown last week?
Yeah, it was SmackDown last week.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy is on fucking fire, man, like straight up
and
on
you know
fire.
what? I am so glad to see it because this guy definitely deserves it.
Yep.
You know, I know that word, you know, gets thrown around a lot, and I know we hear a lot of the WWE universe chant that phrase a lot. But if I could say if there's anybody lately that has personified that you deserve it philosophy, it has definitely been Buddy Murphy. Because, I mean, just look at where this guy has come from in terms of, you know, being able to even get TV time on WWE PPV. I mean, for how many months was Buddy Murphy forgotten?
Yep.
And wasn't even shown on WWE TV.
Yep.
And then
I forgot because like I said, I was late to the party as far as Buddy Murphy because like I told you many times, like I don't really watch, or I didn't really watch 205 Live, and truthfully didn't watch too much NXT. Like as far as NXT and 205 Live, I've just been like a watcher of those two. I'm not gonna call them brands, but those two products of the WWE brand for about, I'll say maybe a month and a half to 2 months. So I'm way late on the Buddy Murphy party, like, cause I put it this way, I could truthfully even say, and don't kill me in the comments, folks, the Buddy Murphy Roman Reigns was kind of a reintroduction to Buddy Murphy for me, definitely.
No, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. And you know, I was listening to another podcast too. And one of the hosts made a very good point. And again, don't like AG said, don't kill me in the comments, DDT listeners. But the fact of the matter is that match with Roman Reigns, to echo what my partner here just said, that match a couple weeks ago on SmackDown, that made Buddy Murphy. That was Buddy Murphy's coming out party to a national professional wrestling audience. Because as AG said just now, too, you know, if you hadn't watched 205 Live or if you hadn't watched NXT or the WWE Network, you would not know who Buddy Murphy was. So it's very ironic that they labeled him, or I shouldn't say label him, but it's funny that his gimmick is the best kept secret because in actuality, you can truly say that because he was a kept secret because nobody didn't know who the hell he was if you didn't watch WWE Network.
Yep.
But I'm glad that ever since the shift, so to speak, backstage has happened with, you know, Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff, I'm glad that they're giving these younger talent a chance to shine and make a name for themselves, which is what WWE should have been doing all the damn long. But I digress.
Yep.
But anyway.
But then there's a reason for that too. You know what I'm saying? Just, I mean, and is we're beginning to sound like broken records with always bringing up AEW, but it's almost to the point to where shit, AEW is about to have a fucking national show. So like they're gonna have to start bringing out guys that can put on matches like an Ali and Buddy Murphy. Like we wouldn't have gotten to see that like 3 months ago. Like the pressure is on, and like just how you said, that was a slam dunk. Ali and Buddy Murphy was a fucking great match. And to be totally honest, like that takes no steam away from Buddy Murphy losing to Ali. Like absolutely no. Like truthfully, I could see. My thoughts on that is okay. They already have a good idea of who they want to hold the crown. You know what I'm saying, by King of the Ring. And in my opinion, it's going to be Ricochet and Andrade in the finals.
I like that. I like that.
Yep, seeing that Ricochet, because like I said, truthfully, I thought that McIntyre was going to be in the finals against Andrade. But after seeing Ricochet, you know what I'm saying, and how they put him over, and it was just super clean with his finisher, I was like, wow. So he's definitely, and it even sounds good, King Ricochet. Like that sounds good. That sounds good.
But I wouldn't overlook possibly a Ricochet Ali final, or maybe even an Andrade Cedric Alexander final. I mean, either way, we're winners in this King of the Ring tournament.
Oh yeah,
because it's kind of inevitable that a younger talent is going to go over. So no matter what matchup we try to fantasy book here, the bottom line is that, you know, we're going to get our money's worth, you know, whatever the semifinals or the finals is, and whoever wins the crown. But there is one slight hesitation that I have.
I think I know what you're going to say.
In the back of my mind. I know, and I just want to get it out. And DVP fans, again, do not put the dagger in my heart when I say this. But again, as much as we're loving this wave of the younger talent in the WWE, and as much as we know that this is what the case should have been all of these years, let's remember, this is still WWE, and who is WWE overseen by? Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yep.
And what does Vincent Kennedy McMahon love the most? Big, long, sweaty giants.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm not mistaken,
there's only one left in the tournament.
There is a guy that is, you know, over 6 feet tall. He may not be sweaty and he may not have long hair, but he is a very tall guy. And of course, you all know who I'm talking about, and I know y'all may not like him as a character, but we got to talk about the possibility of Baron Corbin winning the King of the Ring. I know y'all don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I know y'all don't want to hear that. I don't want to see it happen. Aaron doesn't want to see it happen.
Hell no.
But let's not overlook the possibility that it could happen, because WWE let me just be honest. Vince McMahon, like I said, he hates wrestling. I have been banging that drum for the past 14 episodes of the Dear Vince podcast, and I'm going to say it again until it gets glued in everybody's brain. Vincent Kennedy McMahon does not wrestling. Okay, he loves big, sweaty, long-haired men that can entertain. And that's what Baron Corbin does.
They could do the muscle man dance.
Villainous way. Exactly. The muscle man dance is correct. So all I'm saying, dear Vince podcast fans, is don't rule out the possibility of a Baron Corbin winning the King of the Ring, because we know that Vince McMahon, you know, in his petty, you know, childish-like ways that he likes to display every now and then, will fuck with us.
Oh yeah,
he will fuck with our minds
just to show that he's the one running the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping old Paul E. Heyman can get into Vince's ear deep enough and persuade him to kind of keep his hands off this whole King of the Ring thing and let one of these younger guys get over, like a Ricochet, like a Andrade, like a Mustafa Ali, like a Cedric Alexander, like a Chad Gable even, you know. But like I said, because I just thought about that too, I was just like, yeah, as great as that would be, this is still WWE and it's still owned by Vince McMahon, and we know that Vince McMahon does not like small guys at all.
Definitely. Well, off of the King of the Ring tournament, let's go to, you know what? The last thing, as far as the universe that I wanted to get your take on is, do you like the switch kind of, I can't really even call it a swerve, but do you like how they're progressing this Roman Reigns stalker situation? I think that they kind of fucked that up this past Tuesday.
My thing is this.
It's just, it's like they got lazy on it almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll agree with that. They got lazy on it because I'm just going to say this one thing, and I'm just going to leave this whole shit alone. If it's Daniel Bryan, say it's fucking Daniel Bryan, okay? Because, again, Vince, we're not stupid, okay? To quote Randy Orton, we're not stupid, unlike Kofi Kingston. But no, I'm just fucking with y'all. But no, Vince, we're not stupid, okay? If it's Daniel Bryan, Just say it's Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Stop playing Ring Around the Rosie with us, okay? We clearly see this story developing.
Yeah.
Okay, you can have all of the exclusive evidence of Eric Rowan all you want, but the bottom line is that Daniel Bryan snapped awfully quick when they showed that footage of Eric Rowan. He slapped the shit out of him. I'm surprised his beard didn't come off his face the way Daniel Bryan slapped him so damn hard.
The dog shit out of him, about 5-6 times.
Exactly. So it's like, let's put one and one together. Okay, they show the footage of Eric Rowan. Daniel Bryan gets obsessively mad. Storms out to the ring, tries to apologize to Roman immediately, gets speared, and damn near broken in half.
Yeah.
Come on, Vince. If it's Daniel Bryan, just say it.
Yeah, because
that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, and you're right, because to be totally honest, if it's Daniel Bryan, like, that just shows, or pretty much, go ahead and come out with it, because you've already made it lame, to be honest. Because like they could have dragged this thing on a lot, and the thing that I didn't like about it is I forget the guy's name, but the guy we talked about last week that was a Australian wrestler that got signed later to the NXT.
Right. What's his name? Primate?
Yeah,
Primate.
But the thing with that is, like, okay, so you brought him as a lookalike for 1 week. You had him with a kind of empty, like, not knowing what the hell's going on look. The same thing with Roman Reigns, and then this week you follow up with absolutely nothing with him. Like, it was just you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? It was just out of place, and just, like I said, it was almost to where they just maybe they look further down the line, just like, oh, you know what, this probably wouldn't go over as good. They just got lazy with it.
But the thing of it is, AG, no matter how long they try to drag this thing out, we know who the fuck it is.
Yeah, now
it's
definitely
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
we know who the hell it is.
Yeah, stop fucking around. Stop fucking around, y'all.
There's
lame.
There's no need for the storyline to linger.
Just,
I mean, like you said, like, they could have even done it last week when they had Primate, as the Eric Rowan decoy. They could have just done something along the lines of, when they were about to pull the hoodie off of Primate, shoot, I would have just had Daniel Bryan deck Roman Reigns right in the mouth, right there, have him and Rowan jumping, maybe throw him into something or whatnot, and then while he's, on the ground, just be like, you're so, have him do something like, Roman, you've got to be the dumbest son of a bitch I've ever known in my life.
Yeah.
And then he'll come out and just admit it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you had to do.
Exactly. And start building and working the fucking angle, the fucking feud. Yeah.
If you're gonna use a decoy, especially somebody that looks like your damn bodyguard, then why not just use that as a shield and blindside Roman
to put the boots to him?
Put the boots to him, and while he's over there flailing on the ground, then you come out with it and say it was me.
Yeah.
Probably not directly in verbatim, but in the context.
Yeah.
Eventually lead up to saying it was me. And that's it.
WWE,
that's
man.
all you had to do.
WWE, man. Y'all motherfuckers. It is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and trash y'all. Like, truthfully, we don't have to trash y'all. Pretty much you trashed yourself with these past 2 fucking horrible episodes of Raw and SmackDown, man. Let's go on to AEW All Out.
Let's talk about something that is actually interesting
and relevant and fucking going to be entertaining, man. Do you have Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy Marco Stunt is the first match on there?
Actually, I went back to Wrestling Inc. again. I'm actually all the way down at the buy-in with Private Party versus Angelico and Jack Evans. That's the first match. Oh,
are there just 2 buy-ins? Is it just that and the women's? Okay, I see. There's a P beside mine because I'm on another website. Okay, so they got that Private Party, like you said, Angelico, Jack Evans, and then the 21-woman casino battle royal. I'm not gonna put anything as far as a prediction on the battle royal. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have much knowledge of any of them. I could tell you which one I think is the hottest, and then we could be done with it. But let's go ahead and go. Private Party versus Angelico and Jack Evans.
Jack Evans. Well, I'll go ahead and kick it off. You know how much you know how much I've been pumping up these Private Party boys to you, so that goes without being said. But I know you don't have as much knowledge of Angelico and Jack Evans. I would encourage you to go on YouTube and look those boys up because they are definitely worth it. Believe me when I tell you. But I think this is a good match. I think this is a smart move here by, Cody Rhodes and the gang to put this match on as the very first match on the buy-in. This is going to be fast-paced, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that have never seen the Private Party, nor Angelico and Jack Evans, I'm telling you, if your eyes, if you're cross-eyed, or if your vision is easily blurred, I would advise you to not watch this match because I'm telling you, these guys are gonna go 100 miles per hour like some go-karts at a theme park on a Saturday evening. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be high-risk maneuvers. It's gonna be mind-blowing tandem tag team offense. And it's going to be some damn good near falls. I'm telling you. They messing with the right one.
I can't wait for this one then, to be honest. Just how you said, that's why I want you to even kick it off because for this one, I can't really I can't give a prediction and actually feel like I'm respect, or you know what I'm saying? I can't give a prediction with integrity.
Well, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? That's a very smart approach to it because, to be honest with you, I really can't either. Now, I will say this from a marketing standpoint.
Oh, there you would go.
And just in terms of star power, I would say that Private Party should go over.
Okay.
Because not again, but I should say, I don't know if you know this either, AG, but my sources tell me that on the first edition of AEW on TNT, that Private Party is going to be going up against the Young Bucks.
Oh yeah,
as a part of the tag team title tournament that they're doing in the company. So again, putting one and one together,
kind of spoiler.
If you got Private Party going up against the Young Bucks, you kind of want the Private Party to look strong going into that match.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think you don't want to cool off the Private Party so early just for the sake of getting over, a brand spanking new tag team like Angelico and Jack Evans, that really nobody on an international level knows about. No offense to Angelico and Jack Evans because I love them. They're another one of my favorite tag teams out there. But I would say, again, just for the marketability standpoint and just for, the star power, I'm going to have to go with Private Party here over Angelico and Evans. And the thing of it is, too, Angelico and Jack Evans are so good, and they're going to have, plenty of time to build themselves up and establish themselves in AEW. I don't think this loss hurts them at all, especially if the match goes how I just described that it would go. Like I said, Angelico and Jack Evans, they're going to look fresh as a daisy coming out of this because, I'm pretty sure they know that Private Party is going to be one of, the cornerstones
of the tag team
or
division.
In terms of, the tag team division. Or should I say they're going to be one of, the top stars of the tag team division. Of course, with the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers. So, I mean, Angelico and Jack Evans, they know. But they're going to go out and they're going to, of course, give a good showing and, get the fans fired up, as the very first match, of the buy-in and whatnot. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the Private Party here, not just because I like them, but, again, because of that star power and for the simple fact that they're going to face off with the Young Bucks on the first AEW show on TNT.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. I didn't even look at those factors, to be totally honest. So, yeah, I definitely back that entire opinion of yours. You want to go on to the women's casino battle royal?
Yes. Now
I gotta look this up. I gotta see all of them.
Yeah, I am actually looking forward to this I'm actually looking forward to this match. Damn, I'm so fucking psyched about this. Like, I can't even get my words out. I was saying, I'm so psyched for this match. I just want to see who is going to be the Joker. That's really what I'm anticipating because, again, like the Private Party and Helico Evans match, it's pretty much take your pick. Because, I mean, look at the list of talent you got in this battle royal. You got Britt Baker. You got Till Piper. Fun fact, in case you didn't know, that is the daughter of the great, legendary Roddy
Piper. Yeah, I saw her.
For those of you that did not know, just a little fun fact for you. But like I said, you've got Britt Baker, Till Piper, Eva Lise. I've heard a lot of good things about her. And I am especially pumped about this match because my favorite women's wrestler in the whole entire world has signed with AEW.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes by the name of JAZZ, the
Jazz.
baddest bitch in professional wrestling. Yes, I did say that because she is, because she'll tell you herself, she is the baddest bitch in professional wrestling. So my girl Jazz has stepped out onto the international scene once again. Definitely looking forward to seeing her. And then, of course,
she's up there. She's up there in age too, isn't she? She would have to be. That's crazy.
But listen, AG, you would never know it. That girl can still go. She's still I'm gonna put it like this. She's still the same Jazz that you knew, not only at ECW but in WWE too. When she had that run with the Women's Championship, she still got it. As the millennial wrestling fans would say these days, she still got it.
We will see Saturday.
You're gonna like what you see out of Jazz. But we also got Nyla Rose, and of course, we got the international flavor with Yuka Sakazaki. We got Allie, and unfortunately, we have Brandy Rose. Big Swole. I'm not too familiar with her. Sadie Gibbs, not too familiar with her. I do know who Awesome Kong is. If you don't know who Awesome Kong is, you either need to go to YouTube or just go lock yourself up in your washing machine. I'm just letting you know. But as far as this Joker goes, now I've been hearing a lot of speculation. I've been hearing a lot of names thrown up in the air of who this last woman could be in this battle royal. Some people have said it will be Smiley Kylie Ray for the simple fact that she's from Chicago, and it would be a great moment for her to be the last woman, in the battle royal and to win it in her hometown. But then on the other side of the coin, and tell me what you think about this, AG, I've been hearing some rumblings that it could possibly be Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, really?
Is she signed?
She's signed with AEW?
Now, that is the question. That is the $1 million question that we are all trying to figure out. And that will definitely tell us a lot if she is indeed the last woman to enter this battle royal. And the reason why I say this would be a very intriguing choice to enter into this battle royal, because if I'm not mistaken, isn't somebody she's related to on this card? What's that guy's name? Oh yeah, that's right. That's her daddy.
Tully Blanchard. Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like,
yeah, they could carpool over there.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised if, Papa Blanchard was like, hey, I'm making this, one-time appearance on the show. It's a big show. I'm just like, baby girl ain't too, hard to reach these days. All I gotta do is just ring her up, and she'll be over here in a jiffy, like you said. I could just bring the limo to her hotel. I'm just putting it out there.
It makes sense.
I'm not saying it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying it's going to be Tessa Blanchard. But I'm going to say that I would not be surprised at all if she was the Joker in this match. But again, going back to Smiley Kylie Ray, I won't be surprised if she was the Joker either. So I was just letting you know, AG, of the rumors that I've been hearing on my sources that I've been reading up on. But regardless of who shows up as the last woman, somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose this thing. And wow, like I said, it's a tough one. Yeah, I was about to get to that. I was just saying that it's really tough to call. But again, if I just had to put my money on it, and for the sake of, the first AEW show and for star power, this is going to sound so obvious, but I'm going to go with Britt Baker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Britt Baker for the simple fact that, she's been featured on every AEW pay-per-view so far. I believe she's won just about every match that she's been in on an AEW show. I might have to go back and double check that just to be sure. But I'm thinking, she's got a few good wins up under her belt right now, and got a lot of momentum in the company. So I'm just thinking, like, why not keep that momentum going and have her win a big match of this magnitude and really solidify her and push her as one of the top female performers in AEW, because they have to, somebody's got to establish their women's division, and being that Britt Baker is
marketable,
she's marketable. But what I was going to say is, being that she is fairly new, like you said, she does have that star power to her. So that's the reason why I'm going to pick her. Now, in my gut, I would actually want Awesome Kong to win. Being that, she's been featured too, at a couple of AEW events like Double or Nothing, and of course at Fyter Fest when Brandy Rhodes took on Alley. And being too that she's kind of established some type of partnership with Brandy as well. Now, here's what I don't want to fucking happen. And you know where I'm going with this.
I think I already know.
This is what I don't want to fucking happen. If Brandy Rhodes wins this fucking battle royal, hear me when I say this. You heard it here on the 14th edition of the Dear Vince podcast. If Brandy Rhodes somehow politics her way into a victory in this damn battle royal, I am not watching the rest of this fucking buy-in. I don't give a shit what else happens. I'm going to immediately turn it off and just wait for the damn pay-per-view to come on. I'm not watching any interviews. I'm not watching the introduction of the broadcast team. No shit like that. If Brandy Rhodes wins this fucking women's battle royal, I am turning this shit off. Because that is not fair. That is not fair to these younger female talent that you specifically signed yourself to build up this division. That would be the damnedest thing I will ever see, for you to creatively butt fuck all of these talented women that you personally acquired to this company, to just put yourself over, which you really don't deserve.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, you really don't.
No, doesn't.
You really don't.
I ain't gonna front on that one.
Yeah, you really don't. You really don't deserve it. And then on top of that, like, looking at how you performed against Allie at Fyter Fest, like, really? No. No.
Not too good.
I tell you this, but you know what? I tell you this, AG. We won't be the only ones. Let Brittany fuck around and book herself to win this battle royal. I guarantee you, AEW will lose its audience within a matter of minutes.
Yeah, probably.
It'll be the fastest. It'll be a Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah, because she's not gonna be able to sell and win. Like, she's not gonna be able to sell anything as far as like making it look believable and like, you know what I'm saying? She's real green. She's like super just, I don't know, just no intensity in anything she does. But like I said, I ain't gonna shit on her because she's definitely new to it. But I think she should just sit back and play that Stephanie McMahon role.
That's what I'm saying.
Something like it.
But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I had something, but I just thought of something too. Now, if the Joker, the 21st woman, is somebody like a Kylie Ray or a Tessa Blanchard,
mm-hmm.
then what do you do if you're, Cody and the crew or Tony Khan? Because, of course, I just said Britt Baker is obviously, the logical choice to win the match, and that's who I'm picking.
Mm-hmm.
But if the 21st participant does happen to be a hometown girl in Kylie Ray, do you want to piss that Chicago crowd off by not giving their hometown resident her moment? Or do you want to sacrifice that just so you can establish a new star in Britt Baker?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I have no you already know I have no input on this. I'm just looking at it to where, hold on. I think if Britt, hold on. Damn it, what the hell was I doing? Oh, hold on, my computer's doing some weird shit, but we're good though. We're good. You can keep going. My bad.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that. That's a big decision that Cody and Khan and the rest of the guys have got to make. Do you want, if you do decide to put Kylie Ray in this match,
mm-hmm.
and she does get that enormous pop from her hometown fans, like, do you capitalize on that and you give her her moment, or are you going to sacrifice that to still go with your logical plan probably,
mm-hmm.
and have Britt Baker win it, all for the sake of pushing her and establishing her as a top female star of your AEW women's division?
Yeah.
So,
either or for me.
Either, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of interesting scenarios involved in this one. But like I said, for the sake of star power, because the reason why I personally picked Britt Baker is because, number one, I don't think if Tessa Blanchard does show up to this battle royal, I think it'll just be a one and done type thing.
Oh, okay.
I really do. And number two, the same thing with Jazz or whatnot. I don't think Jazz, unless it comes out in the next couple of days that Jazz has officially signed with AEW. I still don't think that Jazz needs to wins this battle royal. As much as I love her, like I said, she's my favorite female pro wrestler ever, no questions asked. But come on, Jazz is a veteran. She's done all. She's pretty much done it all.
Yeah, definitely.
As far as accomplishments. I mean, she's held the WWE Women's Championship 2 times. She was the longest reigning NWA Women's Champion. I mean, come on. Yeah. How much better can it get? Now, if she has actually signed a deal with AEW, somewhere down the road.
Oh, yeah, she's getting a belt.
Yeah, somewhere down the road, I could see her winning the AEW Women's Championship, but I just don't think right now. I think she should definitely be one of those veterans that, maybe can work with the Till Piper or Eva Lise or even a Britt Baker to further, bring them along and help establish them, as female superstars. Because I definitely think somebody like Jazz, as far as like Britt Baker and the rest of these young girls are concerned, could benefit from working with somebody like her.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, especially with her style. You know, Jazz is, she's real physical and has that stiff, snug style that I think can really bring out more of an aggressive and an attitude in a Britt Baker or a Till Piper or a Evilise or even a Smiley Kylie Ray or, well, no, not a Tessa Blanchard, because Tessa Blanchard is pretty damn physical herself. So I'll just leave her out of the equation. But bottom line is, whoever it is, I'm going to go with Britt Baker, like I said, because I think, she's the one, with the marketable look and the star power and the one that they want to build the women's division around. Okay, let's go on with the other matches, because I'm about to sit up here and have a whole entire podcast about this damn Casino Battle Royal. All right, so going on to the main card, and I think this is another good match to start off the main card. We got a 6-man tag between SoCal Uncensored SCU pronouns versus Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Mark Stunt.
Oh, yeah.
What is your take on this, Sir Gordon?
Absolutely no doubt in my mind that SCU takes this one, man, because like I put it this way, they are the 6-man team of AEW, I think. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, you know what I'm saying, so I'll put it this way, it would almost just look, it wouldn't look right or make sense for them to put Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. Marco Stunt kind of doesn't even, he's kind of like a wild card in even being a part of this match. So like, it's almost like they had to kind of last minute add someone just to even have this match. It's gonna be SCU taking this match easily. I'm thinking could be a good match, but I think SCU is gonna squash them. Truthfully.
Wow. They'll
give Lucha.
That's a bold prediction.
Yeah, they'll give Luchasaurus, like, they'll definitely let Luchasaurus, like, you know what I'm saying, string together some real impressive shit with his big ass. But when it's all said and done, man, like SoCal, you know what I'm saying, they're like an actual team that have chemistry, all three of them. So they're definitely gonna they get the dub.
Okay. And you know what? I would not rule out that possibility, but let me bring my wrestling mastermindedness into this too. Mm-hmm. Now, you say that it wouldn't seem right if SCU put Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Stunt over. But let's think about it like this, though, AG. Mm-hmm. And this is a complete neutral perspective. This is the only reason why I'm bringing this up. But I'm just thinking, being that SCU is over as they are, as a team, and being that no matter what happens, even if they were to lose this match against Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Stunt, I don't think it would hurt them. I don't think they would not lose any type of momentum because of the fact that they're so over.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, when you watch SCU perform, the fans are behind them all the way through the match. They're chanting SCU like during the match. They're chanting SCU before they come out. They chant SCU while they're cutting promos. So I'm just thinking to myself, it wouldn't hurt them at all if they were to lose this match against Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Mark Stunt, which is why I'm going to go the opposite direction, and I'm going to go with the younger guys here, and I'm going to say that Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt beat SCU because of the simple fact, like, they can afford, pretty much SCU can afford to take a loss. Because like I said, those guys are going to be really, really over. I mean, come on.
Yeah, definitely.
They're almost like the and I hate to compare NXT, ironic, How is it ironic I'm bringing up NXT? Well, I guess I'm getting ready for the Wednesday Night War.
Hell yeah.
But in a way, SCU reminds me of the Undisputed Era, or what the Undisputed Era is to NXT in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Undisputed Era, no matter which one of them it is, can take a loss and still keep their momentum.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost like they're bulletproof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're bulletproof in a way. It's like no matter what happens, like they're still going to be over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt need this win more so than SCU does. Because let's look at this too. Let's look at what happened at Fyter Fest. I mean, they lost, that what was that Fatal 4-Way tag team match to the Dark Order.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, do you really want to put another loss in the column of Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, or particularly Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, but Marco Stunt, like you said, that's basically just a wild card added in. But particularly looking at the Dinosaur and the Jungle Boy, do you really want to pin another loss on them?
Yeah,
being that they already suffered one against the Dark Order, because like I said, SCU's gonna be good no matter what.
Definitely that.
So that's why I'm saying I'm going with the younger team here, just for the fact of give them a big win, the kick off the show, let the crowd again give them that enormous pop, and just further establish Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy as a legitimate team in the tag team division, because like I said, SCU, man, they're gonna always be over. Like.
Mm-hmm.
The only way I can see SCU going under is basically if they lost like every other match from here on out,
mm-hmm.
and like if AEW just did not feature them on TV as consistent as they are now, that's the only way I can see their momentum plummeting.
Yeah.
But as long as those guys stay on television, and as long as they may take maybe a loss here or there, but still get a win frequently, I think they'll always be over. That's just my philosophy.
Definitely.
That's just how I see it.
And what do we have up next? Was it Rio and
Rio versus Hiroku Shida.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be another great match for the AEW women's division. I always love, to be honest with you, even going back to the 90s. That's another thing, AG. Like when we talk about Japanese wrestling, we talk about the men so much. Like we never even got a chance to really talk about like the women's Japanese wrestling over the years. Like,
yeah, but once again, I'm not even gonna front. Like that's what we do on this podcast. We keep it 100%. I really didn't watch a lot of Japanese women's wrestling, and truthfully,
really?
and I'm not gonna. And I don't know, they may call me a dick for this, but I'm not a huge fan of women's professional wrestling in general. To be honest, and I already know that I could get killed for that one. But but it's just truth, man. Like I have my favorites, and truthfully, whenever I see a good match, it's like holy shit. Like I'm definitely appreciative of it, but for the most part, it's almost like women's rappers. Like I don't really want to hear the women's rap. I don't want to hear like women rap. I like Cardi B though. See what I'm saying? I take what I like out of it. And I mess with that, but as far as like following the whole thing, I can't even do it. Like I'm not listening to women's rap.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll just take this one. I'll just take this one solo. As far as Riho and Shida are concerned, I'm gonna say, I guess now that I know that my partner is not a big fan of women's wrestling, which is all right.
Matt, you didn't notice how silent I was. You didn't notice how silent I was throughout that 21 woman casino battle royal.
You know what? I should have known. I'm like, there's a method to the madness here. I should have known.
Yeah, I'm
but that's not me being woke. But I'm definitely woke now.
And I'm not sexist, y'all. I'm not sexist at all. I just don't enjoy it as much. To be honest, I like.
I mean, hey, you like what? Hey, you like what you like. You know what I'm saying? But what I was gonna say is looking at this Riho Hiroku Shida match. As a guy who is a fan of women's wrestling, particularly women's Japanese wrestling over the years, I always enjoy watching the ladies from the Land of the Rising Sun go at it for the simple fact of just the physicality or the strong style, so to speak, that the Japanese professional wrestlers are so known for. I think this is going to be a very fast-paced match. I think it's going to be another one of those. I think you're going to see some good near falls. I think, as I just mentioned, it's going to be some good physicality. I'm anxious to see just how engaged these two can keep the AEW crowd, for the simple fact that they are two smaller wrestlers. You know, that love to do.
Hikaru, whatever her name, Shida, she looks better than Riho, I think.
Yeah. Well,
yes, she does.
I guess that's the only opinion you will hear from Aaron Gordon about this match.
No, hey, I got one question for you though. Is Riho, was she featured in a documentary or something? Like on the wrestlers or some shit like that? Like it's like a third. Oh, okay.
I knew you were gonna make. I kind of had a feeling you were gonna say that.
Yeah, she looked.
That
like
was not her.
Oh, okay.
That was not her.
Okay.
That was not her. But be that as it may, like I said, I think this is gonna be another good women's match on the main card. We've seen these two on Fyter Fest recently. They had that great triple threat match with Nyla Rose. Yeah, so we already know what these two are going to bring to the ring or whatnot. If I just had to pick who I feel was going to come out on top, I'm going to go with Riho. She's much like Britt Baker. She's had a lot of momentum. You know, she's won most of her matches that she's been involved in AEW, and I don't understand why, you know, they would want to stop that momentum or what have you. So,
Riho.
Yeah, plain and simple.
Riho.
Going with Riho.
Well, look. Hey,
now.
We on to the next one. Are you still on that one?
Yeah, no. We're on to the next one.
Because I was thinking of taking a quick, like, 5 to 10 minute break, and then we knock out the second half of it.
Okay,
we got up. But who do we have up next, though? Darby Allin, Joey Janela, and Jimmy Havoc, right?
I was going to say.
Okay.
Now, fortunately, this next match is one that Aaron Gordon does like.
Exactly.
Between three of the craziest motherfuckers in professional wrestling.
Yep, and I'm actually a new fan of one of them heavily. And you know who I'm talking about, that Darby Allin.
Oh, I know exactly. Who you're talking about. And isn't this ironic, Aaron, that the name of this match, are you ready for this? The name of this match.
Oh, I see it.
I believe it's called I want to say it's called the Cracker Barrel Clash.
Cracker Barrel. Well, bet. We will come back. We're going to go ahead and take a quick, like, say, 5 to 10 minute break. Y'all won't know it because it is what it is. We're going to edit that thing out. Ain't like we're just going to keep the mics on and make you listen to dead air or me smoking outside. But, yeah, we're going to go ahead and take that break. We'll be right back with the rest of this AEW. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? All out. Damn, I'm off today. All out. I know what it is. This is like my second beer of the entire day. So that's what it is. This is my second beer. Yeah. So I'm not no buzz going. But yeah, we will be right back, y'all, with the rest of this pay-per-view with George Kennebrew and myself, Dear Vince Podcast, episode 14. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We're back, guys, for the front end. Yeah, I almost said tail end, but for the front end of AEW All Out. So we're going to go ahead and start off with Darby Allin, Joey Janela, and Jimmy Havoc. I'm a new fan. I'm a new fan of Darby Allin, man. And I put for this guy, I think that people are going to he's going to get over with wrestling fans. You're going to have to actually watch him because, like, when you see him, it's just like, who's this jerk off? Like, and that's truthfully exactly how I looked at him. And that's also, I remember watching or listening to a podcast with Jim Cornette, and he hates the guy's guts. You know what I'm saying? Because he just looks like a skater dude, like whatever, like a little cornball dude. But I think I think that his appeal is definitely going to get larger and larger because he's going to be in matches with people that will actually like go the second, third, fourth mile with him and try crazy things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a huge, I ain't gonna say huge fan, but I'm definitely a fan of Darby Allin in this match, man. Like who do you got in this match?
Wow. Well, before we went on our break there, partner, I was, kind of dubbing this match, three of the craziest motherfuckers in professional wrestling, and I'm sticking to that philosophy because let's just face it, this matchup is going to be wild. It's called the Cracker Barrel Clash for a reason.
Why is it called that?
The word clash.
Yeah, why is it called Cracker Barrel Clash? That's what I wanted to ask you.
Well, first of all, because of course AEW is sponsored by Cracker Barrel once again, which is probably going to result in most of the talent in catering earlier that day eating a whole bunch of damn pancakes and biscuits and all that shit. And then they're probably going to, defecate it all up before they go out to perform, and everybody's just going to look bad. No, I'm just playing. But no.
Yeah, that's a conspiracy, man. Maybe the WWE, maybe old Vince gave Cracker Barrel the nudge. Like, hey, go over there and get them boys.
My.
Give them some special pancakes. That's crazy.
Right. But no, in all seriousness though, it's really no way, you can really call this, because let's be honest.
Yeah,
we're not going to see a lot of headlocks, arm drag, full arm dragging twists, drop toe holds and shit. We're going to see a lot of chair swinging. We're going to see a couple of tables broke. Somebody might die in the process. Hopefully it's not Joey Janela.
Bunch of high spots and shit.
Bunch of high spots. We might see Darby Allin do a coffin drop here and there.
And he needs to stop doing that, man. I know it looks good and it's definitely entertaining, but man, if he wants any longevity in professional wrestling, man, he got to stop that shit. Especially he does them on the fucking apron. Fuck out of here, dude. You crazy.
Dude, you telling Darby Allin to stop doing a coffin drop is like telling Snoop Dogg to stop smoking weed.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
It's just not going to happen. And then on top of that, Jimmy Havoc is probably going to make a human pinata out of somebody with a damn staple gun or whatever. So, like I said, this is going to be complete mayhem in this match. They chose the right three dudes to do this shit. But in the midst of all of this bedlam, shit, I don't really fucking know. I mean, hell, I guess I'll go with Darby Allin.
Yep, and you know what's funny? I was going to say the same thing. I'm kind of going with this one out of a process of elimination. Joey Janela, I don't see him winning because, to be honest, I don't even know why he's even a prospect for the AEW. I'm not a fan of Joey Janela at all. He's
Janela.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Joey
he does
Janela
crazy
will
shit.
always be over.
Yeah, because he's the crazy dude that just does crazy things. But like out of the three, Darby Allin is more of a wrestler than the three, and I think he has more of a just how I said longevity earlier. I think that I think that he, out of the three, has more chance to evolve into something more than just like fucking,
I agree.
yeah, like just a stunt, like stunts and high spots and just crazy things. I think Darby Allin has way more. Yeah, he definitely has way more potential out of the three.
Oh yeah, I would definitely agree with you 1,000% on that. I mean, even just going back again to Fighter Fest with that one-on-one matchup with Cody Rhodes. I mean, he hung with motherfucking Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many guys can say that they've hung with Cody Rhodes? Just, in a one-on-one situation. I mean, come on.
And to that point that you even just made there, I don't see Cody Rhodes having a match with Joey Janela. I don't see Cody Rhodes booking himself with Jimmy Havoc. You know what I'm saying? But he did book himself with Darby Allin, so that in itself shows that he is the more I ain't gonna say marketable. He like I said, he has more potential to become something more than what the three of them are.
And on top of that, with Cody putting himself in that match against Darby Allin, that says a lot for Cody Rhodes, given, a young up-and-comer like Allin, an opportunity to showcase his talents or whatnot.
Definitely.
And even though he technically did not win the match, just for the simple fact, that he was able to keep up with Cody move for move, and then, damn near upset him. I think that just goes to show how much faith that AEW does have in Darby Allin. But like I said, hopefully nobody doesn't die in this match.
Yeah.
I will make one bold prediction. Now, this might not happen. It might. Knowing AEW, it could possibly end up happening. Blood will be shed.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know whose blood it's gonna be, but blood will be shed.
Joey Janela. Joey Janela probably wants to bleed. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's his claim to. I'll put it this way. Yeah. He's like a what do you call it, man? The people that kind of a one-trick pony. Like if they ask the three, like, yo, one of y'all have to fucking get juice. He's the first one with his hand raised for it, because he's like a shock value dude. So. That's what he's like, a shock value dude. So fuck Joey Janela.
He goddamn atomic dropped into some fucking thumbtacks barefoot. Why not bleed?
Why not? But shit, we talked about Cody. He's up next. Cody Rhodes and Sean Spears.
Whoa.
Something before
You're forgetting about the best friends. You're forgetting about the best friends versus the Dark Order. Winner receives first round bye.
Why do they have this shit all out of order on this website, man? Fuck. Like, look, they got 5 Cody Rhodes, Sean Spears. The 4 they have Lucha Brothers, Pentagon, or whatever. Lucha Brothers, Young Bucks. 3 they have best friends, Dark Order. And it does make more sense to have that one before these other ones, because even Lucha Brothers, I don't get that.
I don't know.
But we're gonna go with the best friends in the Dark Order. What do you think about this match?
I think this match, I think we're going to see a real contrasting style in this match. And what I mean by that is that when I look at the best friends and how they perform, they're all tandem offense, just from start to finish. I mean, you always see some new combination of moves from Trent and Chucky T. But the Dark Order, on the other hand, they're more of like a kind of like a power, slash athletic type of team. With Evil
Uno.
Damn it, what's it? Yeah, Evil Uno. Thank you. With Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. Of course, Stu Grayson is the athlete out of the two, and of course, Evil Uno is the power guy out of the two. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how the chemistry is in this match and how both of their styles match up. Because, like I said, the best friends, they're very flashy, very synchronized is the word I want to use for them. And then you've got the Dark Order, like I said, who just have like that raw athleticism combined with power. As far as who I think is taking the victory in this match, I'm gonna have to go with the Best Friends again because of the star power that they have and the potential that they have to. And of course, they've got the whole, hugging thing and all of that. The crowd really gets into it whenever they do that or what have you. But it would not surprise me, on the other hand, if they pulled the swerve and had the Dark Order go over here. But
that was going to be my pick, the Dark Order going over, for the fact that they have kind of a gang mentality. Like, they have other people they can probably they'll I think that the Dark Order will win, but it won't be like a clean finish. I think that they'll have like some of, I like to call them droogies. I'm not sure if any of y'all are fans of Clockwork Orange, but like I think that they'll have like some run-ins, pretty much. Some run-ins come in and be a part of the match, and then give them the dirty win, just to keep them, just to kind of further that story of the Dark Order. Because to be honest, there's not a lot known about the Dark Order. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
In the whole,
you're right about
the whole whatever, like, idea.
But I was gonna make a But I was gonna make a point that I kind of think, and this is no fault of the Dark Orders, but I think I think I can kind of I think I can put the blame on Cody and them from a backstage perspective on this. I think because of the fact of, whenever we've seen the Dark Order before, they actually had their first match in the ring. They were doing like the whole, lights out thing and attacking people with the lights off or whatever the case may be. I was going to say, I think by AEW exposing the Dark Order in that way, I think it might have turned off the AEW fans off of the Dark Order in a way.
Yeah.
So the reason, and that's another reason why I picked the Best Friends to win here, is because of the fact that they don't shove the Best Friends down their fans' throats as opposed to the Dark Order. Because I think being that they, to your point, want to, further establish the story of the team and really get the team over, I think that's why they did that. But we've even seen in the past with WWE, when they try to do that with certain people like Roman Reigns, that just hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I believe the Best Friends will win here, just for the fact that, whenever they come out, they still get the pop, they get the reaction, and, they're still fresh in the AEW fans' minds because they don't overexpose them.
Yeah.
They're
they're rarely even a part of being the Elite. I think they've been on one within the past month.
Right. And they weren't even featured on the previous show, Fyter Fest. So the fact that they're coming out for, the big show, no pun intended, All Out, I think once they, see them, the AEW fans, that's why they'll get that's why they'll get that enormous pop, for the simple fact that, they haven't been overexposed and they're still fresh in the AEW fans' mind. So, like I said, I expect the Best Friends to win this match, but I would not put it past AEW to have the Dark Order go over here.
Oh, okay.
Personally, I don't think go ahead.
No. You had more to say about that. I was gonna ask you, like, what match do you have next? Since my shit's all out of order.
Actually, the match that you were actually Cody and Spears.
Oh,
I had next
before the Lucha. Damn. All right.
I guess. Now I know you're gonna have.
Then again, I didn't look at it like that. They have the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks, so that's like a dynamite tag team match. So yeah, it does make sense to put Cody before that, then have the crazy tag match, then Omega. Okay, that makes kind of sense. Okay.
Yes, right. So, like I was saying, I know you got a mouthful to say about this, so I'm going to let you go ahead and set this one off with Cody and Shawn Spears. Take it away.
Cody and Shawn Spears is going to be a great match. Like, Shawn Spears is a great wrestler, very much underused in the WWE. Gave him the goofy gimmick. And truthfully, it wasn't even a goofy gimmick. It was just I looked at it to where they had so much talent that they didn't have time for Shawn Spears. But with him and Cody, I think we're going to see a great textbook wrestling match. I think they're going to tell a great story. Tully Blanchard on the outside, I'm thinking that he may be a part of the match physically. And hell, it may be a thing to where Shawn Spears actually goes over and gets the win over Cody. And my thing, I'm not sure if MJF is going to make an appearance as far as, you know what I'm saying, backing up his homeboy Cody Rhodes. But I think
so-called homeboy.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot wait to that fucking. But like I said, that's another great thing, and that's another what you kind of said earlier about like different team like SCU. Okay, if SCU takes a loss, they don't really, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't really stop the train at all. Same thing with the three-way match that we just talked about: Darby Allin, Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc. But for matches like this, especially being so close to the build-up on the or not, because it is the build-up and we're so close to the Wednesday night weekly show, like that's when we're gonna really, that's when wins and losses are going to start counting. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this right here, I'm thinking like Shawn Spears will get the win over Cody, maybe bring MJF into there, maybe come out, save Cody. But as far as like wins and losses on this, like how you said, it could go either way. I kind of believe in that. Other than this is a weird thing. In this whole pay-per-view, 2 matches actually count, in my opinion. The 2 matches that actually count is the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks, because they're like they're top 3 tag teams in the world. And another one that matters is Adam Page, of course, and Chris Jericho, because it's the actual first, crowning of the AEW world title. Other than those, I don't think any of these matches really matter. They're going to be good matches, but those are the only 2 matches that actually will carry on to like later this year, on the damn 2020, as far as building up the brand and building up like angles and storylines.
Okay.
Yeah, but I got Shawn Spears. I got Shawn Spears in this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good description that you gave there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of jump ahead a little bit. I do have Shawn Spears winning this match as well, but I think mine is for a different reason than yours is. Even though you make some very good points with your prediction, I think the reason why I believe Shawn Spears is going to get the victory here is because number one, of course, like you just alluded to, Cody Rhodes is bulletproof. I mean, he's a fucking president of the company. So even if he does take a loss, like we said about SCU, it's not going to do him any harm. Another reason why I believe, and this is the most important reason why I think that Shawn Spears is walking away with this, is for the simple fact, to really establish him. Oh, yeah. Because another good point that you alluded to is in WWE, he was on the verge of being that established star as Ty Dillinger. But like you said, WWE has done such a horrendous job of wasting their younger talent.
Yeah, they pumped the brakes on them.
Right. They've done such a horrendous job of wasting their talent that they really didn't see the value that they had in somebody like a Shawn Spears, or as he was known back then, Ty Dillinger. But I think here, especially from what we've seen from him in the early going, there's no question AEW values this guy.
Oh, yeah.
They see him, as a potential star, probably not in the main event division, but, in that upper mid-card division. And I just think this will be, the last bit of, the coronation, so to speak. I really believe that this match here with Cody is going to make Shawn Spears a star.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And I think, you add, a bona fide legend like Tully Blanchard into the mix, and especially if he does get involved and help Shawn Spears win the match, I think, that's just the lemon on top of the tea right there. And, a star is born, pretty much. And, I'll even make a bold prediction here. Just like how you said you feel that Joey Janela is going to bleed in the Cracker Barrel Clash triple threat with Allen and Havoc. I'll even go so far to say is that Cody and Spears, as far as their story goes, it's not going to end. I think their story is going to continue on up into the first episode of the Wednesday night show on TNT.
Yep.
I just got that feeling. I got that feeling because number one, the feud has been so properly and excellently presented, especially from all the vignettes on, the road to All Out with being the Elite. Just everything about it has just been so excellently displayed that I think it's just too good to let go.
Yeah.
I don't think All Out is the place for it to be the payoff.
Yeah, definitely.
I think whatever the next pay-per-view that AEW does, I think that's when you pay it off.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna have time. You're gonna have time. They're gonna have time to actually build these stories up with the weekly show.
Right, and then on top of that too, just personally, I don't want to see it end. I personally believe this is the best feud going on right now in AEW.
It's almost the only feud though, kind of. You know what I'm saying? The only kind of feud with a backstory, because there's actually a backstory.
Well, you do have Paige and Jericho.
Yeah, but it's kind of that one's kind of new though. You know what I'm saying? As far as far as a backstory, because they even said that they tagged or some shit years and years ago. They were tag team partners or some shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was,
wow.
It was it went back further to where it was they both had their first. I don't know if it was their first match, but I think, it may have been they had their first match on the same night at the same arena, pretty much on the same event or some shit like that. It went back further to where they had kind of history. They had they have history with each other, and I believe I got that from the I think it was the Road to All Out. They brought out that point, but they actually have history, and that we haven't even gotten into that. But it would make more sense for them to start really educating and putting that shit out there on the TV show. You know what I'm saying? Where they're having more eyes, because a lot of people don't even know to watch or they don't know to constantly be on the Being the Elite channel, because these motherfuckers upload just randomly. They upload randomly, and they upload a lot. Right. But yeah, definitely gonna be that's definitely gonna be the feud to look for, and I can't wait to see how they incorporate MJF into it, because if you notice, MJF has been kind of silent and kind of low key as of late, so he's definitely going to be a huge factor in this whole thing. Right, but I think when it's all said and done, I think we both agree that Shawn Spears is going to be made in this match with Cody. I'm just really interested in how the match is going to finish, because I know you and I probably have these ideas of what the outcome is going to be or how it's going to look. But then again, I don't want to guess it too much, as opposed to just watching it all unfold really getting that shock value, as you alluded to earlier.
But I got a feeling like it's gonna be a very mind-blowing ending that's gonna cause this story to continue on up through, the first, episode of the show, the weekly show on TNT and beyond.
In AEW, fucking give us a name, man, so we can start fucking calling it a name, man.
Right.
Damn, the fuck y'all doing?
I think what they're doing, honestly.
I don't know why I just got angry right there. Fuck.
No, it's the excitement. It's the excitement. I get it. I mean, I'm just as anxious for them to come up with a name with it too. But I seriously think what AEW is doing, I think that they're saying that, we're so anxious to see what it's actually going to be called that they're making us wait. And I got a feeling. Don't be surprised, AG. Do not be surprised at somewhere in the middle of this show that they just busted out on us and be like, all right, this is the name of your brand spanking new AEW weekly show on Wednesday. I would not be surprised if they just revealed the name at All Out.
Yeah, and that's a good look because, like I said, the All Out is going to be the one that, if you know AEW, this is the one that you've been waiting on. So definitely that, man. What do we have? We got the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks next.
Oh my dear!
And mine is like mine. I mean, I'll let you go ahead and lead off or kick this one off. But mine's going to be quick, easy, and to the point, and also it's going to make all the sense in the world to you.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just start off by saying, if this match is anything like their match at Double or Nothing, I'm probably going to be out of damn breath. I'm just going to tell you right now, like, all of the oxygen is literally going to be sucked from my body and literally, like, evaporate if they are able to top what they did at Double or Nothing.
But this is a ladder match, though, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what makes it even worse. They got a fucking ladder involved, AG. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the Canadian destroyers that we could possibly see off a ladder? Or hell, what if the Young Bucks just did the most ultimate of crazy and just hit a fucking Meltzer driver off the ladder?
That's
we
crazy.
could possibly see that.
That's scary,
we could possibly see that.
That's
we
scary.
really could. But what is scared to the Lucha Brothers? They eat scared for breakfast.
Hell no. Yeah, exactly.
And then go back and have another serving after that. Like, what is scared
to
the Lucha Brothers? Are you kidding me?
Like
damn
motherfuckers. They're crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Ray Phoenix just suffered an injury at another wrestling show over the weekend. You think that's going to stop him from showing up and showing out on Saturday? Hell no.
Nah.
What?
Nah.
All I'm going to say, that's all I'm going to say, AG.
Who you got,
if
though?
They are able,
oh, okay, never mind.
No, before I make my prediction, I was going to say, again, if they are able to top what they did at Double or Nothing, especially now that you've got a ladder involved, that's the last thing you wanted to do is to give these four crazy motherfuckers some ladders.
Oh, I know, right?
Now that you got a ladder involved, dude, if it's anything like it was a Double or Nothing, I'm telling you, I would probably be hoarse by the next Dear Vince podcast. I'm just letting you all know. AG might have to carry the lion's share of that broadcast, because I'm telling you, your boy might be done for as far as like the amount of breath I might have left in my body, or the amount of voice. Not even let me say breath. The amount of voice I might have left in my lungs, because I'm telling you, my throat is going to be sore because I'm going to be going completely wild for this type of match. Are you kidding me?
Hell yeah.
But
hell yeah.
As far as, damn it, I done got all psyched up. Now I got to pick a damn winner of this shit. Man. Oh Lord. Oh goodness. Woo. Man. Damn, this is damn, see, these matches are so damn tough to pick, man. There's some great matches, but it's like you got to pick a winner at the end of the day.
Remember one thing, Private Party? Remember Private Party and
Hell of Going Evans?
No, Private Party and the Young Bucks at the first TV taping.
Well,
that's a factor.
True.
That's a factor.
That's
that's not my fact. But that wasn't my kicker though.
Okay. Okay. You know what, man?
Mm-hmm.
You know what, man? I'm gonna go with my gut here. I'm gonna do something really, really radical and really, really insane right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say that the Lucha Brothers are going to retain the AEW. I mean, not the AEW. I'm sorry, the AAA Tag Team Championships. And this is why.
Mm-hmm.
This is why. The public perception going into this match. Hear me clear.
Mm-hmm.
BVP watchers,
listen,
Josh Snippers,
listen,
Memorize, all of you, WWE homers out there.
Why?
Hear me clear. You're crazy as hell, man. But no, hear me clear though. The reason why I say the Lucha Brothers are going to retain their championships is because the public perception is that the Young Bucks have these guys' numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go through our history now. Okay, they beat them at Double or Nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then a couple of weeks after that, or maybe even a month. Yes,
mm-hmm.
Thank you for getting ahead of me. But I was trying to build the story up.
Buzz kicking in.
Yeah, I see. But as he just alluded to, then not too long after that, they beat them in their home country and took their belt.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Lucha Brothers had to actually win the AAA Tag Team titles back in their home country. But now that they're back in the States, of course, it's going to be Young Buck country.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be all about the Young Bucks. I mean, of course, people love, Pentagon and Phoenix, but let's not be stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. This is all out, all right? This is their show, so to speak, in air quotes, okay? So the public perception is that the Young Bucks have the Lucha Brothers number.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking it would be a great moral to this story and be a great payoff in a high-stakes match for the Lucha Brothers to finally get the monkey off their back in the States and beat the team that they've had trouble beating in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all understand my flow? Do y'all get where I'm going, DVP watchers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, when it comes to being in the United States of America, the Lucha Brothers are what? Like 0-2 against the Young Bucks. Now, in Mexico, it's a different story. It's even Steven.
Mm-hmm.
But when they cross the border and they get back to America, it's Young Bucks all the way.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, I think this is a perfect show for the Lucha Brothers to get their redemption and to get their payoff and get that stateside monkey off their back,
mm-hmm.
and finally beat the Young Bucks in a high-stakes match for their championships.
Makes sense.
I just think it makes sense to me.
It does.
I think it makes sense to me.
Definitely. And I'm going to agree.
But what say you?
I'm going to agree with the Lucha Brothers winning. Mine is quick and easy. For one, we have the Untitled Wednesday night show that the AEW be putting on. As we know, and as you talked about, this is for the AAA World Tag Team Championship.
Yep.
The Young Bucks, they need to be all hands in as far as the company. The AAA World Tag Team Championship still needs to be active and defended. They don't need to be going to Mexico constantly because now it's full throttle AEW all day. The Young Bucks can't hold the AAA tag titles because they can't randomly whip off to Mexico when they have a show going every week.
Yep.
So the Lucha Brothers pretty much they have to retain the titles because they have more flexibility in their schedule and and showing up to the pay-per-views for AEW, and maybe here and there, I'm saying every other Wednesday or something like that. But the Young Bucks have to be there because they are like the cornerstones of the company. So they're gonna win. They're gonna win out of default almost.
Yeah, and you know what? That does make sense. Mm-hmm. You are definitely right. That does make sense. I never thought about it. Like that. But yeah, that is a good point. Like now, it's not just okay, we're just putting on a pay-per-view and we'll see y'all 4 or 5 months down the road. Mm-hmm. Like no, this shit is really about to jump off now. Mm-hmm. Like you're about to have a weekly television show going head to head with the supposed best wrestling company in the world, which I totally beg to differ on. Mm-hmm. But anyway, you're about to go head to head, with the WWE on Wednesday night. So you're right. The Young Bucks do have to be present at all times, and being that they're probably going to be, the head honchos of the tag team division in AEW, you're right. They don't have as much flexibility as they did probably in Ring of Honor when they were Ring of Honor tag team champions to, go back and forth from America to Japan. Exactly. They got to stay in America now.
Exactly.
And that other great point that you made about the Lucha Brothers, fortunately for them, they do have that kind of leeway of they can venture off back to, their home country and come back over to the States still and perform here.
Yeah, because they're not behind the scenes of an upcoming company. You know what I'm saying? And, and another thing that's crazy, that AAA World Tag Team Championship is a prestigious belt. Do you know?
It is.
Do you know what would happen if they just didn't? If it wasn't defended for a month, 2 months, or some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a thing to where, okay, the Lucha Brothers have to retain the belts because, like you said, and like I said, like they have more flexibility, and the amount of responsibility that the Young Bucks have won't allow them to be in two places at once, pretty much.
Yeah, you're right. So great points, man. Great points about the backstage side of things and just the pure professional performance side.
Yeah, so, can't be at two places at one time.
Yeah, you're right. But I think I think one thing that we can definitely agree on too is that I'll tell you this. Even though we picked the Lucha Brothers to retain their titles, I think one thing that we can agree on is both of these teams are going to be bruised up and battered come Labor Day morning.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I think they're gonna be hobbling over to the family barbecues and stuff. I think we could both agree with that.
And both teams will be over after it's all said and done, period.
Oh, yeah.
So it is what it is. Like they both got bright futures.
Yeah, I mean, how much more over can you be? I mean, you're talking about two of the best and two of the hottest tag teams in all the professional wrestling, the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks. I mean, how much over can you get? I mean, they're over with a capital O.
Definitely.
If no other tag team in the world is over, it's definitely these two.
Yeah, they're more over than any tag team in the WWE. To be totally honest,
no.
do you know what kind of pop they would get? And it'll never happen. But do you know what kind of pop they would get if they just randomly showed up on Raw?
Dude, that would not be fair.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen. But yeah, it would be insanity. They're the most over tag team in the world right now.
That would pretty much just be like an NFL team, going and just crashing a varsity high school football team's practice. Like
exactly.
It wouldn't be fair.
Mm-mm.
It would not be fair, dude. Like that would be borderline. That would be borderline like bullying.
Yeah, it would be.
Like it really would. Like that would be like borderline bullying, statutory rape. Like,
we just got real dark in here, guys.
That's what I'm saying. Like just the sight of the Lucha Brothers
mm-hmm.
on a Raw or a SmackDown or like, the Young Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm-hmm.
that wouldn't be fair to the Usos and the Revival and
hell no.
The Viking Raiders and
the Viking Raiders.
all of those guys.
Heavy
man.
machinery,
like,
but fuck all that. Kenny Omega and Pac, man. What do you think of that? Or I gotta say Pac and Kenny Omega because that's how it says it on the website. It's Pac then versus Kenny Omega. But anyway.
Well, originally Pac wasn't even supposed to be in this match.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Mox.
Hey, haha.
It's crazy.
Check him out. Mm-hmm. Check him out, DVP watchers.
That's crazy.
I hope you all caught that. I hope that didn't go over your head. But anyway, but yeah, I gotta admit, I'm kind of frustrated that we're having this, and it's not because, and don't get me wrong, it's not because of Pac himself. I mean, I love Pac.
Yeah, Pac is phenomenal. Real shit. Mm-hmm.
Like Neville, aka Pac, like he's definitely like one of my favorite, cruiserweight wrestlers like of this 21st century.
Mm-hmm.
So this frustration that I have, it's nothing towards him. It's just the fact that, and I'm sorry to say this because as much as I love the guy, Jon Moxley's a dumb son of a bitch.
Yeah, for just
really
going willy-nilly and just fucking just pretty much just, not taking it seriously somewhat.
Right. And the thing of it is, I'm about to play, my own, or I was about to say, I'm about to do my own David Duchovny impression here real quick, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't understand. Like, okay, let me put it this way. I don't understand, but I do understand that, okay, you're finally free from the boundaries of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And you're finally with a company that will allow you to take other bookings outside of course, their bookings with the company, I'm trying to say. But still, with this freedom that you have,
mm-hmm.
that still does not mean that you go out and you wrestle like 90-something matches and then fuck around and get hurt.
Yeah.
That's just not smart, Jonathan.
Yeah.
That's just not smart.
And look, and we're not killing you for an accident and getting hurt.
No.
It's just for being kind of
reckless.
Yeah, reckless. There
stubborn.
You go. Yeah, just being being reckless and stubborn and just pretty much doing too much, doing way more. Because this is another thing about the Moxley hopping out of this. Like Moxley hasn't really done that much promoting of the match with Kenny Omega after what was the name of the when he dumped him off the chips? What was the name of the first pay-per-view?
Oh yeah, Double or Nothing.
Yeah, Double or Nothing. Like Kenny Omega's been on every single Being the Elite, constantly promoting that fight, that match. And Moxley hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't even really been on any Being the Elites or hasn't cut any promos towards Kenny Omega because he's been too busy in Japan. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like
that's a very good point.
Mm-hmm, and is that kind of? I'm not gonna get into conspiracy, but is like how long was Moxley's contract for? How long was Moxley's AEW contract for?
That's a man.
About 6 months.
That is a very very interesting philosophy you have there.
Mm-hmm.
Because my whole thing is when I first heard about Jon Moxley even inserting himself into the G1, this past summer or whatnot, I said to myself, I'm like, okay, this could be a gift and a curse.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we know what the gift is, and of course, the curse.
Yep.
But at the same time, and I kind of blame myself for doing this, but in the midst of all of this going on, I was thinking, like, you know what? Even though he is, doing all of this, I still believe, he's gonna be ready to go by the time All Out comes, and him and Omega, they'll have their match, and it won't be nothing to it. But the foolish part in all of this for me is I should have damn known. I should have come to my senses and be like, wait a minute, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
He's wrestling in this 2-3 month tournament on top of taking other bookings outside of this, and I'm not realizing the fact that this motherfucker could get injured.
Yeah, exactly.
And completely just piss away what was going to be possibly one of the best matches on this All Out card with Kenny Omega.
Yep.
I was so foolish.
No, not realizing you got to look at it like this.
That could happen.
This was going to be Kenny Omega's really first AEW match to really show.
Yeah.
Old school Kenny Omega, the cleaner fucking Kenny Omega fucking from New Japan Pro. Like, this is going to be his first match to, like, this is going to be his first high profile match in AEW on a pay-per-view, and it was taken away.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, but I should have known.
Yeah.
I should have come to my senses, and I should have been like, no, George, do not jump to conclusions, because even though Jon Moxley, at least at that time, was the hottest professional wrestler in the business right now, him doing all of this shit is not a good idea. Because what if this man gets hurt?
Yeah.
I should have known that. But like I said, I blame myself because I was caught up, in the hype and in the aura of Jon Moxley that, I did not let my sensible side kick in.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, like, man, is this guy burning himself out All Out?
The one thing that's crazy, though, is, like, you can't beat yourself up for just being a wrestling fan, because we haven't seen things like this happen in a very long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
So, like, the way it is like, shit, oh, fuck, Moxley's in the fucking AEW. Oh, shit, he's fucking in the G1. Holy shit, he's fucking undefeated in Japan. And, like, we're excited about that as wrestling fans, but at the same time, as behind-the-scenes people in AEW, like, that may have been a thing to where they should have maybe have kind of constrained certain things. Yeah, like they should have limited him. They should have limited him to maybe a couple matches. You know what I'm saying?
You're so right about that.
Pretty much, sell this pay-per-view in this company since you're signed to him. And then do all that shit. Yeah, do all that shit on time now.
Exactly.
Because now it's all hands in time now. It's all hands in, and he has no hand in because he's hurt.
Yeah, that was definitely an error. That was a big error, I'll even say, on their part.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when it comes to Tony Khan. I definitely felt like Tony Khan, or even Cody, or either one of them. Well, probably not Omega, because he was the one that had to face Moxley, but definitely either Cody or Khan, could have stepped in and done the mature thing and like, hey, I know you're enjoying yourself right now. I know you're loving, all this freedom that you're getting, but let's get back to the point here, okay? We got a really big pay-per-view.
Yeah, we got a company to run.
That's what I'm saying. We got a company to run, and we got our biggest pay-per-view of the year coming up, and you're one of the headliners on it. I need you to not do too much, okay? I need you to come to your senses and think about AEW, because technically that is where you are signed to. That is where your checks, are being shipped to your house from, okay? So I wish Tony Khan could have just been like, "Hey, man,
yeah,
I know you're loving this time in your wrestling career
and
right
this
now. And
freedom.
trust me, I'm happy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm happy for you. But remember, you do have a headline match coming up against, one of the top stars of this company, and I do not need you to hurt yourself while you're out here doing all these extra excursions and shit."
Yeah. Yeah.
But
it is what it is, man. What do we do?
Yeah, but be that as it may, I don't want to take nothing away from the match that we have now. So let's go ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great match.
And talk about this. But Kenny Omega versus Pac. I still believe, even though the Moxley match would have been just as good, I think this match is going to deliver.
Oh yeah,
and
it could actually be a better match because Pac is more high flying and he's more, truthfully, to be honest, more athletic than John Moxley. So it could be a better match, but it was just the fact that the Kenny Omega John Moxley build up was so great. And it had such a story behind it, and it was kind of like so anticipated, and then it's just got robbed from it, and then now it's just pretty much just a filler. I ain't gonna call it, because there's no such thing as a filler match if Kenny Omega or Pac are in it. That's the match of the night, any fucking card you put it on. But
damn right.
Yeah, but it pretty much took away a great storyline, a great build up, and then just, you know what? That's not happening anymore. Now we're just gonna do this. You know what I'm saying?
And another great thing that you said earlier when you were, giving your take on Moxley getting injured or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You were mentioning about Kenny Omega bringing out, that classic vintage side of him that we saw in that amazing New Japan run. I think the same thing is going to be said for this match with Pac. I think we're going to see that best match machine slash the cleaner. I think we're going to see that side in this match because I think Pac is that guy that can bring that side out of Kenny Omega, and I believe he will.
He will.
I believe he will.
He will, definitely. It's gonna be a great match.
Now, here's the unfortunate part.
There has to be a winner and a loser.
There has to be a winner and a loser, sure. But the thing of it is, depending on who you had winning this match originally with Moxley and Omega, does that change for you now with the new opponent in Pac? Depending on who you had winning the match. For me,
it did change. It did change because if it had it been Moxley, Kenny Omega, I think that they could have went with that. Like that was an angle and a what do you call it? Confrontation that they could have kept going for maybe a couple months. They definitely could have built that or kept it going towards the TV show. You know what I'm saying? And got that going because, I mean, shit, that like he's familiar. Like John Moxley, shit, everybody's looking at it. Oh, shit, Dean Ambrose versus fucking Kenny Omega is what they would have looked at it as. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It would have been a familiar WWE, truthfully, at one point, fucking one of the top guys, one of the top 3 guys of WWE going against one of the top guys at one point in Japan, back and forth on the new company. And I definitely would have looked at Moxley at winning this pay-per-view event just to kind of mix things up and kind of truthfully get in Kenny Omega's head. Maybe even have to see a different side of Omega. Then we'll see more vintage Kenny Omega. You know what I'm saying? On further shows. But now with the switch up, Kenny Omega can't lose the match. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't. I don't think Kenny Omega can lose this match versus an alternate.
Wow.
Wouldn't make sense.
Wow.
Wouldn't make sense, man.
I never thought about it like that. Wow. I'll tell you what, man, you're red hot with these hot takes tonight, man. I don't know. What kind of beer you been drinking tonight? You must have been drinking a damn good one because, man, you're just spilling out hot takes like sweet tea out here. Damn, let me get some of them hot takes, man. Share the damn wealth. You greedy son of a bitch. No, I'm just playing. But no, that is a good
Definitely.
That is a good point. That is a good point that you bring up, because I did not think about that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even though and don't get it twisted, DVP watchmen, DVP fans, we're not disregarding Pac at all. Okay, Pac is one of the best in the world.
Hell no.
Just because he's an alternate does not mean we're just looking at it as, oh, if Kenny Omega were to lose to Pac, like.
Yeah, he's not losing to a jobber. He's losing to truthfully, he's losing to someone that stepped up and helped the fuck out of AEW to have a quality match in replacement of a match that we were really anticipating.
You're so right.
Yeah,
you're so right.
He probably got a raise for this.
Probably did. But that's a very good point that you bring up about how now the pressure is really on Kenny Omega, and he definitely has to go out and deliver and cannot afford to lose because, like you said, being that, he's not facing his original opponent in Moxley, and being that he's facing, like, a last-minute replacement in Pac, how is that going to look on Omega storyline-wise, and how is that going to look on Omega in terms of, him being one of the top guys in the company? If he loses from a guy, that just came in on how many days notice? Like
less than
notice?
Yeah, like a week, yeah.
Yeah, like that's. But you know what though, Aaron? Hold the phone. I just thought of a great idea.
What is it? Does it entail putting Pac over or what? You let me know.
Yes. Yes. No. You're exactly correct. But here's the twist. Check this out. Let's say if Kenny Omega lost to Pac, right? Think about the story you could actually build off of that. Now, again, I'm not about the fantasy book, so breathe. DVP fans, I'm not about the fantasy book. Just breathe. It's okay. I'm literally just giving an idea. But say if Omega did lose to Pac, and let's just say that they run with that story leading up to the untitled Wednesday show on TNT, right? And let's just say on that first episode of the show that Jon Moxley just so happened to show up. How good a heat would that be for Moxley to fuck with Kenny Omega so bad to the point where he's like, hey, you lost to somebody on a week's notice that wasn't even me. And you want to talk about how much I suck? No, you suck, motherfucker. Because you're sitting up here talking all this shit in the promo saying that you're the best wrestler in the whole damn world, even in Japan, and trying to, disregard my accomplishments and what I've done, but you just fucked around and lost to a dude that literally came in on a week's notice for me on national television.
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about the heat. Think about the heat this storyline between Moxley and Omega could have even more if Kenny Omega was to lose to Pac.
Yeah, definitely.
Then check this out. Not only that, but you could build it up to where Moxley fucks with Kenny Omega so much psychologically that it ends up bringing an even edgier side out of Omega. Then, leading up to the next AEW pay-per-view, Omega finally gets his payoff and finally beats Jon Moxley.
Hell, it could happen, man. This shit is, like I said, man. It's insane, and it's just so good. Like the whole Moxley having to drop out was one thing, but just how you went through that scenario is another. But then at the same time, it's just the fact that they even have a backup plan for something like that. And in the backup plan, okay, it's still kind of disappointing, but we know we're gonna have a fucking A1 match. It's crazy, and it's and it's fucked up because it's the guy that I'm pretty sure WWE would pay double what they're paying Seth Rollins for and Kenny Omega, and then a guy that they fucking let slip through the cracks in Pac or Neville.
Yeah.
So it's just great that AEW is just a whole nother avenue for guys to not be limited to just that big stage. And it is what it is, man. I got Kenny in this thing. You say you got Kenny overall, right?
Yeah.
Adam Page, man. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, but don't rule out my scenario.
Oh no,
don't rule out them actually toying with the fact of putting Pac over, and like I said, further extending this rivalry between Moxley and Omega when Moxley comes back, which I'm hoping very, very much is at least by the first episode of the Untitled Wednesday show.
Get a title, y'all.
Right.
We will see, man. Adam Page, Chris Jericho, but I want to attack. I want to attack this match a little differently.
Okay.
I want to, and you can go first. I believe I went first last, didn't I? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Oh, I went first last time.
Yeah.
I want to attack this match to where make your prediction, but then with your prediction, say why your prediction is better for the company.
Okay.
For being, you know what I'm saying, for being the first holder of the AEW World Championship. So not like, oh, Chris Jericho, I think he's going to do it, but like why? Okay, that, but then why? You know what I'm saying? Is it pivotal for him to be the first? Because the first is a big deal.
It is,
and that's one of the best. Is. That's one of the best looking belts in the history of wrestling, in my opinion.
Period.
Yeah, and so this is a big deal. So like definitely like a prediction, and then why you think that is not why that's your prediction. You got it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so. Actually, it's very ironic that you mentioned that because if you paid attention, I believe it was the previous episode or maybe the previous week before that, I had actually kind of spoiled my prediction for this match, and I didn't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
But being that, this is a brand new episode or whatever, I'll just go ahead and just tell it again. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go ahead and say that Chris Jericho is going to be crowned the first ever AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm going to tell you exactly why.
Mm-hmm.
And that is basically what I said on the previous episode of DBP when we had brought this up. And that is that, we know that Adam Page is a young up-and-comer. He made a name for himself while in Japan, all of that good stuff. Of course, he's coming off, the big Battle Royal win at Double or Nothing or whatnot. But here's, the number one thing that Adam Page is missing that Chris Jericho is not. And I believe you will agree with me when I say this. And that is appeal. Chris Jericho has appeal with the AEW audience. Mm-hmm. Not only just with the AEW audience, but I think with professional wrestling audiences in general.
Oh, yeah.
And going back to something that I had heard on this previous podcast that I was listening to, and that was that whenever you walk through the curtain, no matter when your music hits, if you come down to save somebody, people need to know who the hell you are.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And as good as Adam Page is, and as much potential as he has, and as much as I believe he will become the AEW World Champion very, very soon, I just don't feel like a lot of professional wrestling fans know who the hell he is.
Yeah.
And that is no fault of his own. But on the other side, everybody knows who Chris Jericho is.
Yeah, definitely that.
So, again, and I know this might upset some of you DVP fans, watchers, and that's perfectly fine. I will gladly discuss this with you in the comment section on YouTube when we put, this particular broadcast out. No problem. But you all have to understand before you all, jump down my throat and say that, I'm a Chris Jericho mark or whatever the hell it is that you're going to say. Remember this, fans. Remember this. AEW is competing with WWE. Okay?
I think I'm going to like this
Number two, AEW is going head-to-head with WWE on the very same night. And basically what I'm saying is that while WWE's NXT is going to be on USA on Wednesday night, AEW is going to be on the channel, AEW is going to be on the channel above WWE. Did y'all even think about that?
No, I didn't think
about it. You got 41 and 42. 41 is TNT, 42 is USA. So they're literally going to be right next to each other, so to speak.
So
and when you're going, exactly. So when you're going to get somebody, like them or not, as major as the WWE, and you're a young, up-and-coming company with potential, and that is a threat to that legendary company like WWE, you got to have familiar faces. You got to have people that professional wrestling fans, although it's a brand new company, you gotta have faces that people recognize.
I agree.
Why do I say that?
I agree 100% too. Almost like the Moxley thing that I said.
Exactly. And I know you're asking me, well, George, why do you have to have familiar faces, to hold championships in this brand new company when this is supposed to be the generation of the younger stars? And I will be so glad to tell y'all why.
Could you say jock sniffers real quick? Because that's what they would be if they're thinking that way. They definitely want to. Could you please say jock sniffers?
Well, yeah, of course.
You haven't said it this whole You haven't said that shit the whole episode.
Yeah, well, the jock sniffers know that I'm always on their ass. So I mean, they're used to me now. They're probably getting tired of me calling them out every other damn week. But the stupider they get, the more I'm gonna put them on Front Street. That's just how it goes. But anyway, going back to my philosophy though. The reason why you have to have familiar faces, aka veterans, hold major championships in this generation of the younger talent is because you're going to have brand spanking new professional wrestling fans that have never watched a lick of WWE, WWE NXT, WWE SmackDown, WWE Raw, or AEW. They don't know what the hell is going on in professional wrestling in the 21st century. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of them have heard of WWE. Or no, let me take that back. I'm pretty sure a lot of them remember WWE. But from what their friends have been telling them, they probably might be turned off by WWE. So they need a brand new professional wrestling organization to invest in. And being that AEW is that hot brand new professional wrestling organization to invest in, they need a reason to invest in it. So how do you give them a reason to invest in it? Oh, wait a minute. Hey, dog, look, is that Chris Jericho?
Yep.
In another professional wrestling company, and he's the world champion? Wait. Is that Dean Ambrose?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the guy? Is that the crazy guy from the Shield?
The lunatic fringe.
He's in another professional wrestling company? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Is that Cody Rhodes?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Stardust guy
Mm-hmm.
that used to be in WWE?
And why does he have on a suit now?
Exactly. But as funny as that might sound, y'all,
no, that's wild.
my point is people recognize that shit.
Mm-hmm.
People recognize Chris Jericho. People recognize Jon Moxley. Okay? People recognize Cody Rhodes. People this is familiar to them, okay? Now you flip that on the other side and you have somebody like Adam Page win the world championship, which I would love to see, no doubt about it. But for this beginning period of the journey of AEW, if you have him win the world title, those same fans that I was just talking about that haven't watched wrestling in a long time, if they're looking for something new and they turn to AEW, they'll be like, Hangman Adam Page. He looks like a cool wrestler, but you know what? I just don't know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't put my finger on who that guy is. And then, after about a few seconds of contemplating, they're like, you know what? I just can't figure this guy out, and I don't know who he is. So you know what? I'm going to turn to the channel below this, TNT, and wait a minute. WWE, I recognize these guys. Oh, I know exactly who these guys are. I think I'm going to watch this.
Yeah. You
get what I'm saying? Jock Snippers, DVP fans, you get what I'm saying in all seriousness? Like, you got to draw people in, man. Now, Chris Jericho probably won't hold the AEW title for a long time. I believe there'll be a rematch between him and Adam Page, and then Adam Page will finally have his moment.
No, that rematch may be on the first TV taping, to be honest. That would make more sense.
It just might. It just might.
So I kind of gave away my prediction right there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes all the sense in the world to crown Jericho the first ever champion. Because, like I said, if especially now that this is a competition, and you're trying to draw those WWE fans away from WWE, this is how you do it. Make Jericho your champion and draw them in.
Hey, I want to ask you a quick question about Jericho, though.
Okay.
It's off topic, but it's still relevant. Because, like I said, like we've almost wrapped this thing up. But as far as echelon in professional wrestling all time, do you put Chris Jericho greatest all time? That's the title that I'm asking. What echelon do you put him in? Do you put him in top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20, top 30, top 40? Because he's definitely top 50, but top 40.
I thought you were gonna say like, do I just put him in? The conversation of the greatest of all time, and I was gonna say shit. As far as Decatur goes to Stone Mountain, you damn right I do.
Definitely. But what echelon do you put him in? Like, is he a top 5er, a top 10er, top 20, top 30, top 40? He's definitely top 50. I don't give a like if anyone tells me that they don't think Chris Jericho's top 50 greatest wrestler of all time, they can go fuck off. Like, so we know he's definitely a top 50. But what's the cutoff to where it was like you kind of, because it always kind of changes up as you think back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for me, it's pretty easy. For me, it's pretty easy. I mean, hell, you gotta. It's almost like you gotta put Jericho in top 5. Are you kidding? 5? Like you got to. Like, seriously. Like, if you don't think that Chris Jericho is one of the top 5 greatest wrestlers of all time, like, you literally need to go do a coffin drop onto concrete. in your backyard.
Man, that's gonna hurt my back, nigga. Golly, you trying to kill me? No, I think I put him at top 10. Real shit. I put him at top 10, but at the very front end of
the reason why I put him in top 5. Okay, let's go ahead and get this out the way. Mm-hmm. Look at the accomplishments. Okay, let's start all the way back to WCW. Okay, he won. He's been the World Television Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Got that title over. Won the Cruiserweight Championship.
Oh, yeah.
Got that title over. Okay? Then he went to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Became a Grand Slam champion. Not only a Grand Slam champion, but watch this. He headlined WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
Not only that, though, it gets better. He beat not one, but 2 of the greatest WWE wrestlers of all time in The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Damn, he did beat them.
And can't nobody tell me any other professional wrestler on this planet has done that.
Damn.
But not only did he beat them both, he did it in one fucking night. Nobody else has been able to do that.
That's wild.
That nobody else has been able. Not Brock Lesnar, not Ric Flair, as great as he is. Not AJ Styles. Okay, like nobody can say. Not only have they become Grand Slam champions, but they beat 2 of the greatest professional wrestlers to ever step inside a WWE ring in The Rock and Stone Cold on the same damn night. Hell, Jericho was the first ever undisputed champion. That alone.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm you know what? You know what? You just put me in my place. You put me in my place because I said, you know what? Fuck it. I said top 10. He is top 5, but I have to put him 5 or 4. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the
it
whole,
don't matter where you put him.
Yeah. He's definitely top 5. Fuck that. Fuck the bullshit. Top 5. Like damn, you actually sunned the shit out of me, and I never get sunned on like facts about like wrestlers that I actually know about because I know he wrestled in Mexico. I know he won like a tag team championship in Mexico.
Yeah,
and I think he won.
I mean, and look at that too.
And ECW too. He won an ECW. What was it like the television? Yeah, television shit. Yeah.
The guy has won everywhere he's went.
Yeah.
AG.
Yeah.
Everywhere that he's gone, he has held a championship belt. Whether it was in the mid card or whether it was in the main event.
Yeah.
And he got it over.
And he reinvents himself too. That's what's crazy too.
He reinvents himself.
Yeah. Now he's some Undertaker weird look. I don't know what the fuck it is. Now I guess he's just a rock, just an old school rock. Like it is. I like the shit. It is. I'm not shitting on it, but it's kind of out there. Like I can't really put my finger on exactly what he's going for, but it works.
Dude, the bottom line is.
Shout out to you,
Jericho,
fucking Chris Jericho, Lionheart. Oh, you ain't the Lionheart anymore. You were the Lionheart. Now you're the Legend. And that's what, truthfully, that's what you should be called, Chris the Legend Jericho.
He's one of the greatest of all time.
Top 5.
I mean,
damn,
there's no, because like I said, as great, and this is no, and when I mentioned Ric Flair, okay, for all of you, you know, old schoolers out there,
and have to sayers too, like even if you're younger, like you have to say that he's the greatest ever.
Please do not condemn me on YouTube, okay? Hear me out. Even though I mentioned Ric Flair in that description, okay? Let's be honest here, people, okay? Yeah. Ric Flair is the greatest, in my opinion. Like, fuck
me
all
too.
that.
Me
fuck
too.
all the bullshit. Ric Flair is the greatest.
But okay, look, this is the last time I'm gonna cut you off. But the one, I mean, you were probably about to say it. But my thing though, Chris Jericho's was more what do you call it? Not diverse. His was more what do you call it? Like when it's like spread out. Like it was more like Ric Flair. A lot of his reigns were in about 2 or 3 promotions. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris Jericho was more broad and more like just So it's damn. I've never really looked at it like that, to be totally honest.
I mean, with all due respect to Ric Flair, Chris Jericho ain't never been a world champion 16 fucking times.
Yeah, but shit, what if you count up all I know it's world champion and definitely NWA and WCW world champion and WWF, but if you really count up I'm gonna look it up after this podcast is done. If I'll put it this way, whenever you win a title and you defend a title, Chris Jericho may have the most overall belts than any even if they're not allowed to hold them. He may have the most belts of anybody.
That is true what you're saying.
Damn, that's crazy.
I will 2,000% agree with you on that. But again, dude, come on. 16, 17 times, Chris Jericho ain't done that.
Yeah.
Ric Flair's done it 17 fucking times. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like that's you're the greatest. Like that's Tom Brady.
I put Flair up.
Tom Brady, 5 rings. 6 rings, whatever the hell it is. That's Jordan.
Montana's a better quarterback than Tom Brady. Sorry. I'm that old nigga. I'm that old bitter nigga. I'm that old bitter nigga.
I'm not gonna dispute you on that.
Montana, Dan Marino.
Not my era.
Even though Dan Marino.
That was not my era. That was not my era. I'm not gonna dispute you on that. I'm strictly talking about professional wrestling.
Word, I got you.
I'm strictly talking about professional wrestling. Nobody's done it 17 times.
I'm looking that up, man. I'm definitely looking that up. And you know, another good thing about that is it seems like they're kind of keeping that prestigious number because I don't see John Cena coming back anytime and winning a belt.
Let's just call it what it is.
They should do that.
Break that record.
They should do that. That would be so great. That would be because it would be the ultimate respect to Ric Flair to just have him just keep going down. Unless AEW want to be but then again it's AEW title. But then again, it depends on how big AEW gets and how long they last. Yeah. Maybe Cody has 30 years left in him. Cody's he's a little younger than me. He's like 2 years or a year or two younger than me. 30, 40, 50. Shit. What if Cody can?
But before, hold on. But let's rewind it back to this match because we just totally got off course here.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn, I
didn't mean to go into a whole history lesson about Chris Jericho.
Damn it, we did that. Fuck, I forgot all about the match.
Yeah. Okay, so
we gotta hurry up. I didn't even see how late it was.
So let's get back to the match. Okay, so basically, as far as the match goes, I think it'll be. I think it's actually going to be just a slugfest, if you ask me. I don't. As personal as this rivalry is, and I really do believe, with all due respect to Moxley and Omega and Cody and Spears or whatever, I think this feud has been, kind of flown under the radar or whatever. But, this feud is just as personal as those two. Mm-hmm. So I expect some traditional wrestling to be, mixed in here. But I think for the most part, I think this is going to be a flat-out brawl. I think it's going to be a flat-out brawl for the most part. And knowing how Jericho is, with this heel gimmick that he's doing now, I think he'll win the belt by nefarious means, maybe a low blow into the Judas effect.
Yeah.
And that'll be that.
Okay.
So,
well,
there you go.
I'm gonna go ahead and give my quick take on it as far as because I was right there with you, man. But then I had one point that really kind of resonated that I remember that Cody Rhodes said, and I looked at Chris Jericho as, like you said, a familiar face on the first show. He comes out with the belt. He kind of taunts the shit. He kind of says AEW is Jericho or some shit like that, and just kind of trolls the fans and just says I told you that I'd be the first champion. I'm the greatest ever. This type of bullshit like that. But I'm thinking that truthfully, as far as booking, I'm thinking that Adam Page will get the nod because AEW isn't just like a wrestling company. it's like just how Moxley said, it's a paradigm shift. And I'm thinking, like Cody said, when he gave a guy, I believe he's from Georgia, it was a big guy, he ended up giving him a late buy-in in the what was it, the Battle Royal, the first one, the big guy with the paint on his face, like kind of, you know what I'm saying? And Cody's whole thing is like he's a fan of giving opportunities.
Right.
And I'm thinking that Cody may even be loyal towards those words, because when he said it, even towards that guy, like I ain't get teary-eyed or nothing, but I'm like, yeah, that's fucking dope, man. That he gave that guy a chance to live out his dreams and be in a battle royal and not just come in and get tossed out. But I think that Cody may be loyal towards AEW and being the new brand, to where, you know what? Yeah, we need Chris Jericho to do that, but you know what? I think that this new guy deserves to not only put us on, or not really put us on, but to hold the flag for AEW over a Chris Jericho. Like on the first show, you could have Chris Jericho come out first without the belt around his waist and be bitter and talk shit about what city or town that they're in and whatever, and then have Adam Page come out and confront him, and then boom, we have a rematch. I'm thinking that that's what they're going to do. I'm thinking that Cody Rhodes is going to be true to him, and like pretty much he's going to do what old Dusty would have done, which was the thing that's right for the actual company that he's working for, and stay super true to his moral of saying, like, I'm a man of my word and I give people opportunities, because Chris Jericho's been at the top of that mountain just about his entire career. I'm thinking Adam Page. I'm thinking Adam Page is the guy. I think Adam Page is going to be the guy. But they're gonna have a good match.
You heard it.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Gordon is gonna be the boldest guy in the room and take the biggest gamble at All Out.
We will see.
Because he's going with the underdog, Adam Page.
Adam Page will be the first AEW World Champion come August 31st.
If that actually does happen, and you do call that, dude, I'm gonna bow. I'm just gonna give you a visual bow, because I'm like, man, you called it. You called it.
We
out of 1,000 people, that don't think that's gonna happen, or at least most people that think it's not gonna happen.
Exactly,
dude. If you call that,
but that was the thing though. It's like I was 100%. I'm like, Jericho has to be the first one, and then walk on to the next show and all that. But it was just one thing, and I think maybe it's a thing to where I'm just a huge fan of Cody, and what he says, I really think that he's genuine and shit. And he said it that one time. He's like, I'm a fan of giving people opportunities. And when he said that, because I rewatched the Being the Elite the other night, and it was the one to where he gave the one guy that buy-in in the thing. I'm like, that's the dopest shit ever. That's one of the dopest shit ever. DDP was there, matter of fact, when he was announcing it. And I was like, damn, Cody's cool as fuck. But then when he said that, I was like, Cody is about the future of professional wrestling. That's the reason why he fucking is so, it has so, his entire hands in AEW. That's the reason why this shit is working, is because he's actually doing the right thing for professional wrestling and for professional wrestlers. Him saying that he's a fan, or that he's all about giving opportunity, is like, shit, you know what? We all think that that's the logical thing. Chris Jericho, first title, even if he loses it, whatever, a week, 2 weeks later. I'm thinking that Adam Page is going to shock the world August 31st, 2019 at All Out.
Wow. Like I said, I mean, I love to see it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it would definitely be, you know, as John Moxley said, you know, a paradigm shift. You know, because like I said, this is the age of, you know, the younger talent or whatnot. And, you know, if Cody, which I wholeheartedly believe, if Cody is really sticking to that philosophy of giving, you know, these younger guys their opportunities, and hey, It wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, bottom line, you know, we get our money's worth when the night is over.
You're damn right.
Because, you know, I think it's still going to be a great match or what have you. But, yeah, I would not be surprised at all if Adam Page gets, you know, the rocket strapped to his back.
Hell
so to
yeah.
speak.
And thank the good fortunes of the world for actually giving us what do you call it? For giving us damn variety.
Yeah.
And even having an AEW stacked pay-per-view like this weekend after a horrible week of wrestling in the universe. Air quote, use that. But just, like, it's just dope to know that, like, wrestling, like, I feel like it's fucking 1995. I feel like it's 1993, like when I was a kid watching.
I thought I was the only one.
I'm old.
I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, I feel like wrestling is so, like, it's just different now. Like, it's dope.
And I think AEW is going to have a lot to do with it. Like, with wrestling being cool again.
Yeah, it is. How about that? I even like, because I haven't worn, like, wrestling shirts and shit like that. Like, even when I went to the damn, this is how fucked up it is. When we went to Raw, not the last one, but the time before last, we went to Raw, and then I wore my Nick Diaz shirt. I wore Nick Diaz because I designed a Diaz 125 shirt, then with a marijuana leaf below it, and I don't smoke weed at all, so it was just a design, folks. But and I wore that to the WWE event, but like, I'm seriously just randomly going to WrestlingTees.com, and I'm like just really trying to figure out like which 3 shirts, because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just fucking cop 3 shirts. Like, I'm gonna get 2 of my favorite wrestlers in the AEW, and then I'm gonna get like an AEW like branded shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really, yeah, I'm about to be that dude. But I already know.
And you know what? I probably might end up following in your footsteps, or following in your footsteps, I should say.
Yep, it's crazy, man. They're definitely doing everything right. It is what it is, man. You have any other words to go ahead and close out this podcast? I've got to pee like a motherfucker.
Last thing I will say is that I do think that All Out, like I said at the top of the broadcast, is going to deliver. I'm just hoping that regardless of the outcome, the main thing that I'm hoping for is that, you know, that AEW will continue to build their stars. Because if there was ever a time that they needed to get, you know, the gears started on building their stars, it's right now. Because October is not that far away. Because this weekend will be the end of August, and before you know it, the next day, September will be here.
Yep. Hey,
so,
a question real quick. Doesn't the NXT show starts in September, right?
Yep.
So they got the jump. Those son of a bitches. They got the jump on them.
Yep.
So October when is the first AEW show? Second. Damn, so they literally got like a month jump on them like some dickheads. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, no, Aaron, no.
AEW ain't the problem.
WWE ain't worried about AEW.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Yeah, they're not worried about that. No, they just basically wanted to further showcase NXT for the great professional wrestling company.
And then pulling Buddy Murphy out their back pocket and and having him do these fucking having classic fucking show ups. Yeah, y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble, man. It is what it is. What it ain't. What it's
big
gonna be.
Big. Oh, and by the way, very last thing. By the way, don't look now, DVP fans, but you might just get an all-out watch-along this weekend featuring your 2 favorite wrestling podcasters on the internet right now. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Live via YouTube or Facebook. That's the one thing I wanted to ask you, truthfully. Which one do you want to do?
On the tube.
On the tube. On the tube,
On
folks.
the tube.
Word. Got it cracking. It is what it is. What do we do?
Keep your eyes peeled.
Episode 14 over?
Yep.
It's the Dear Vets podcast.
Yep.
Who are you?
Who are you?